good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Sports Box, where the only opinion that matters is right freaking here. I am Mike Galletta, a.k.a. Hamilton Mike, with Brian Attard, talking to you about some sports. We're going to bring you the NBA mock draft, not the whole draft. We're going to talk basically about the Sixers. Simmons over Ingram, and Brian, with first pick in the draft, the Sixers have a big decision to make, whether you go with Simmons or Ingram. I hate to say it, I know Ben Simmons is a ready player now. He's 19 years old. He's 6'10", 240, big wingspan, 19.2 a game. LSU. Heard some things about LSU, what happened down there. I'm not too concerned about that. What I am concerned about is the Sixers' need for another big man. This will be the fourth big man they have. If Sarge comes over to Embiid, you're going to have Joel Anthony and, Okafor. I mean, how many more big guys do you need on the team?
Well, I think Sam Hinkie's been vilified. I think maybe a little too much. I mean, here you are with the #1 pick in the draft, and I mean that's what the whole plan was designed for, right? I agree with you. I think that the way that the roster is structured, you can only have so many big guys, and I don't think anybody is a pure scorer in that group. If it's one thing, maybe you can fault Sam Hinkie on, which isn't really his fault, is that through this process that they've been, for lack of better terms, tanking and going for high picks, they haven't really acquired a superstar. And if you look at that team, nobody really stands out as like a high-level superstar type player. So, I mean, they have a couple very good players, but nobody there is going to be a LeBron James type or Dwayne Wade type, just, a Kevin Durant. They do have a decision to make. I think the easiest position to be in this whole draft is second with the Lakers.
Where the Sixers take those.
Yeah, you take the guy who falls to you. Yeah. And you think back to times in the NBA draft where you have those big two, Greg Oden and Kevin Durant. Sometimes it helps.
Yeah, injuries killed Oden, yeah.
Yeah, to not have that decision to make and just have no pressure, take the guy who falls to you. Personally, I think they're going to take Ben Simmons.
Yeah, they have to take Ben Simmons. I mean, that's...
they don't stand out to me as, superstars in the making, either of them. I know that Simmons is a better defender. Ingram's more of a shooter. It's a tough spot to be in. I do think they take Simmons, but you look back at what Sam Hinkie did, I really think people vilify him a little too much.
Yeah.
They got accomplished, what they wanted.
You want to knock Sam Hinkie for what he did. He got the first pick this year. So, good job, Sam. He's probably home, crying in his chair still, but what are you going to do?
He's writing more of those dissertations.
That email 13 pages? Yeah. He probably just threw it together like a half an hour. He didn't have that coming. Anyway, that's a whole different episode. Yeah. Brandon Ingram, you want to talk about Brandon Ingram from Duke, 18 years old, 6'9", 195, 17.3 a game. It's weird because you think Brandon Ingram is a good fit for the Sixers, but here's a guy again. Do you really run him at the point? He could probably be a 3. He can shoot a little bit. He's got to learn to be a shooter. LeBron coming into the league wasn't a good shooter. He learned to be a good shooter. There's some question marks about Ingram. I think Simmons is the guy that's ready now to play in the league, which I think the Sixers are going to take. But in the same sense, Ingram I think could be a good player too. It's going to take a couple years. And if you think about it, this probably doesn't mean anything, but a Duke player. How many Duke players in the NBA? Yeah, see that? There you go. That's right. How many Duke players in the NBA?
I'll be objective.
All right. Well, I ask you this: who's the best Duke player in the NBA?
None of them.
Well, would you say Grant Hill? I would say
all time.
In the league, I'd probably say Grant Hill.
Yeah, I think that his career kind of really got cut short from injuries. He could have turned into.
You're talking about Leitner, who bounced around the league a little bit. Unfortunately, Bobby Hurley got hurt.
Leitner turned that one shot into a career and a lot of money.
You know what? He wasn't the superstar Durant style. He was more of a off the player kind of bench. Good player though. Solid career. But you want to talk about guys like Cherokee Parks. Played for the Grizzlies for a couple of years. Talk about Bobby Hurley. Unfortunately, got hurt in a Jeep accident. Who knows what he could have did for Sacramento? There's guys that come out of Duke that you have big question marks. Even though they're a solid program in college, is Brandon Ingram another? Like a Grant Hill, or is he like a Leitner?
It's a tough spot for the Sixers. Like I said, you don't want to be wrong. You can't afford to be wrong.
You got more pressure at 1, I think, than he did.
No, absolutely. Like I said, the Lakers have their feet up. Hey, listen, whoever falls to us, we're going to take. Yeah. If he's not as good as the other guy, hey, we didn't have that decision. So,
and the difference is the Lakers need a 3. So either guy they put in there is going to plug in a 3.
Well, I think it'll be interesting too. There's talk of possibly trading Okafor.
Yep.
Getting another high pick. Probably because I think Okafor and Simmons kind of maybe do a lot of the same things possibly. So maybe you don't really put them together, but it'll be interesting. That's the one thing for sure. I think Sixers fans are thrilled that they have this pick.
Yeah.
You're getting something for all that, losing you know, we'll see where they go with it.
I think the Sixers, if any kind of draft they needed was a point guard draft, and they need a guy to run the point for them. I mean, you people out there to think Ish Smith can run the point, come on. You're really kidding yourself. Come on, stop. Ish Smith. Don't give me Ish Smith. Let me run the point. I'll run the point like Ish Smith. Come on. I got a little game. But in that sense,
more than I do.
Yeah, well, yeah, hey, I can shoot the 3-ball too. So
there you go.
Hampton Mike can do it all. But yeah, that's the situation we're at. I'm on the fence of getting Ingram. You know, Brian I think is more to the point of getting Simmons or seeing what happens. But we will see what happens. The Sixers haven't been a good organization the last 10 years, so we'll see what happens. Did they turn the corner and they start the process to move back to what they have, or do they screw the pick up and go in reverse? Well, I'll tell you, Brett Brown, he's punched his ticket to heaven. This guy sat there 3 years on this miserable team. I mean, you can't get rid of him now.
You got to hope he doesn't, I mean, give the guy, I know Hinkie's going and that, it sucks for him, but like,
you better check out for weapons before the game. See if he goes on a bench with a gun and blows his brains out or something. My God.
I'm not a Sixers fan, but hopefully this guy keeps his job. He's been through, hell and back the past couple of years. So
we will see. I think the move is Ingram now, but we'll see. That's all the time we have for Sports Box today. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for some good stuff coming. Comments. Let us know how we're doing. Write in. You want to see something? You want to talk about wrestling, which has been brought up to us before. Let us know. We'll make it happen for you. Because at the Sports Box, the only opinion that freaking matters is right here. And don't forget that, all right? See ya.
Don't forget to subscribe.